Alright, I'm gonna refresh.
And it is streaming Discord. Oh no.
From 2 seconds ago. The stream went offline.
Awesome. Can't believe he's live.
Oh, now you're live.
I've got to figure this out.
Alright. And mute. There we go.
It's only capturing Discord and I don't know why.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Now all of your viewers can see your commissions.
Oh no, my commissions. Alright, there we go.
You're lowered.
Alright. Random time.
Learning about the 4 Cowabungas. You're gonna learn about more than just them. Yeah, I might hop on, I guess. Maybe.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga?
Did you put this in self-promotion yet? Because you need to.
Oh.
Man, how many sharps are in C sharp?
We have 3 viewers already. I guess one of them's horse, but.
Turtle Lore Tuesday.
Turtle Lore Tuesday.
You know, how about you go solo, and if you aren't like getting anything really done, then I'll hop in.
Okay.
I think that'll work better.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Good gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to copy this and put this in some other channels that I'm in.
Okay. Hey, what's up, horse?
He's here.
He's got the bongo going.
Why is that?
Gaming indeed, my friend.
Why is that?
Where else should I put this? I could put it in Gore Club.
I'm sorry, what was that name?
Gorecast. So it's the European people I played with. I told you guys about this.
Oh.
I'm not subbed to the guy anymore.
Live puts. Neat.
And I guess I'll put this in self-promotion here as well.
To New York.
My school's Discord.
We interrupt this program to give you chaos. Get the makeovers going.
Are you already starting?
Never.
Yeah.
Keep it locked here and on Bebop's Beat. To see your debut. Or
What the shell? You gotta get to channel 6.
Okay, let's see. So I guess I'll start now.
Alright.
So starts with issue 1. Thankfully, you don't have to go like super far back for anything. But let's see. So starts off with Splinter and then 3 of the turtles fighting off against Old Hob and a group of humans that he's got working. Right? And so, obviously, so he tells the turtles that he's working with, don't use lethal force. We're just gonna take these guys down. And so, once they beat up all the guys, the Hob, the cat guy, runs away, and he's like, okay, yeah, we're going to, I'm gonna kill you guys, like any villain would.
Yeah.
So, it turns out So 18 months ago, there were 4 little baby sea turtles in a cage. Of these 4 turtles, and these 4 turtles are being held at Stockton, which is, do you want to guess who owns that company?
Baxter Stockton?
Yes, correct. Somebody's been paying attention to Turtle Tuesdays. So, so he owns that company, and there is an intern working at that company who takes a special interest in the turtle, and that intern's name is April O'Neil.
Okay.
So she is a college student in this timeline, and she is working at Stockton as like part of her research. Horse is asking if you can boost my volume just a bit.
Yeah.
Crank it. Crank it. Crank it. Crank him up.
Speak a little, Egg.
Test.
How's that, horse?
Crank it. Crank
Chet Allen.
Bit better. All right.
Okay, yeah.
If you got any more problems, just let me know.
Crank it.
So, Yeah, so she's working with this guy named Chet, and April is she really likes them, and then also, so when the turtles are just chilling out there at one point. Oh, how old is April in this kind of? She's a college student, and I think it's like technically, I think it's her senior year at this point. So I think that she is. I'd say she's around 21, maybe. She'd be around my age, I think.
Early 20s.
Something like that. Like she's not that old, but like she is old enough to. She's been in college for a while, and so turns out that there's a little rat that runs around the lab, and his name is Splinter. And the reason they call him Splinter is because they were running tests on fractured minds. Technically, they're trying to separate the animal mind from like give them some injections and make them more of a human mind. Let's see. So, but Baxter Stockman has been working. The reason that he's working on the turtles is because the turtles, what is it? They're basically, so the front is they're saying, oh well, we're just going to use the turtles to like try and engineer some better food, for like people. But the actual reason he's doing it is for an exoskeleton armor for General Krang. Like he's working on stuff for like Krang's army.
Interesting.
Yep. And then he also wants to see how the mutagen is progressing too, because he's trying to make mutagen so he can mutate the soldiers. So after 3 months, they're just kind of chilling in the. They're just kind of chilling. So this is okay. So it was 18 months ago. Oh, Tim.
Tim?
Hey,
Tim?
person.
I'm trying to think. Is this a Tim I know, or is it? Oh, it's. Oh yeah, no. This is my friend Tim. Yeah, I know Tim. Yo, what's up, Tim?
Nice to meet you, Tim.
I had history with him. Yeah. So, I'm trying to remember what was the next part of it. So, after a certain point, April's just kind of chilling in the lab, and also she named all the turtles. April's the one who names the turtles in this continuity.
Okay.
Because she was taking an art class at the same time to like finish her major, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necessary bullshit class.
Yep. So it turns out that what was it? So April's just chilling one day, just doing some studying, waiting for the day to pass. And look out for those things.
Yeah.
I did it a little bit too late. I think there's a stream delay.
Yeah, it's fine.
And look at that pizza that would have been right there.
Yep.
So anyway, she's just chilling, studying one day, and then Splinter comes up to her and brings her an envelope where it shows that like Stockman has been working on the exoskeleton kind of thing.
Okay.
So when after she reads this, she finds out that so she figures all this stuff out. At the same time, 2 ninjas break into the laboratory.
Okay.
And what is the reason they're the reason they're there is because they want to steal some of the mutagen. And so April barely just kind of evades their attacks and stuff. And then all of a sudden, the fire alarm goes off because Splinter pulled it in his still rat form.
The rats are rising up.
Oh, you're about to get shot.
That's fine. It's just a gun.
It won't hurt me enough.
Exactly.
April manages to escape, but but people think that she's crazy because like she's saying, "Oh, ninjas attacked me while I was studying at night." Like no one's gonna believe that.
Yeah, understandably so.
So she but like they escape. The Splinter and the turtles end up falling into an alley where one of the turtles ends up getting grabbed by a house cat.
Okay.
So that one turtle gets separated from the group. The rest of them everybody gets covered in mutagen though. The turtles, Splinter, and the cat. So they all end up mutating. And so Splinter and Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo all end up going into the sewer. But what is it? you beat the boss. Good job.
Game.
So they all end up escaping into the sewer and doing that. Oh, what was the problem? But then Raphael is separated. And Stockman's like, well, this kind of sucks because I needed that to impress Krang. So he's like, can we get somebody to hunt him down? And then the mutated cat that's now called Old Hob just goes, yeah, I'll hunt him down. Like, he just shows up.
He's just like, yeah, I'll do it.
I mean, he kind of hates it. Oh, yeah, because I forgot to mention one part. Because Splinter scratches out one of his eyes.
Oh, okay, so there's beef there. Alright.
Yeah, there's a little bit of beef on that. So I guess I'll go back. I think that's enough of the backstory. I think I can go back to present day now. So now we actually cut away to Raphael. He's been walking around the streets for a year and a half now, technically. And he is kind of dumpster diving, trying to find food. There's a little funny bit where he sees a cowabunga shirt and he's like, oh, that's just wrong. But then he's going in front of this one house and he sees a dad beating his son. And so Raph's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let that stand. So he goes into the house and starts beating up the dad.
Alright. I respect it. Oh yeah, kids is wrong.
Yep. So the dad, because the dad was a drunk, so that's part of it. When you fell in the sewer.
Yeah. My mortal enemy.
Go falling again. Oh, wait, are you playing arcade or are you playing story?
Arcade.
Yeah, you'll have unlimited life. You should be fine.
I have one. It says so up there.
Yeah, but like you can just continue and you can also change characters. So.
Oh.
So you can play as April O'Neil.
April O'Neil Gaming.
Oh, also every, I think, 200 points you get an extra life. So, yeah, he breaks down the door and interrupts the dispute. And then Raphael beats up the guy, and then he just leaves, right?
Just beats him
and
up.
here's the funny thing: the son that got beat up, he's fine. He doesn't care that he just got saved by a giant turtle. He's like, yeah, that's pretty fine.
Yeah, this is normal.
So, and then what is it? So the son introduces himself, and do you want to guess what the son's name is?
Is it Gregory?
Oh, Casey Jones.
Yeah, it's Casey.
Oh.
I only remember because I remember
Casey's
his
like,
dad
oh
was
hey
a
Raphael,
fucking
you're a
person.
cool. Casey's like, I don't think Raphael knows his name at this point. Yeah. So anyway, Casey's like, hey, you want to get some food? And Raph's like, yeah, that sounds good. And Casey's like, oh wait, we don't have any food. And he just goes into his closet, pulls out the hockey mask and gear, and he's like, let's go have some fun and then get some food. And then so Raph and Casey end up beating up a purse snatcher, and then the lady. So yeah, now you can just press plus, I think. And wait, what the heck?
Oh, it just restarted?
Oh. Yeah, no, I think it might be different if you're playing single player. I think in multiplayer it just keeps on going.
Oh, damn it. Oh,
That kind of stinks.
That stinks a little bit.
Oh, and then so part of the reason Casey, so like here's an interesting part about it too, right? So like Casey's a natural born fighter, right?
Yeah.
Like why doesn't he fight back against his dad? Like that's a question, right?
Well,
It's because in this continuity, Casey's mom died of cancer, and he made a promise to her that he would not ever fight his dad.
Sad but noble.
And then while they're trying to walk away, two guys that work for Hobbs spy on them, and they go report it to him. And then let's see. Yeah, I have to read through this. There's a lot more story in these first couple chapters than I remember.
No worries.
Okay, so back to Leo, Donnie, and Mikey though. So they've been training in the sewers, and part of their thing is, oh, we're trying to find our brother, right? Even though they don't know if he exists or not.
Yeah.
So what is it? Oh, there you go. There's your one up. But so they are. So they're like, okay, yeah, let's just what did they say? They're like, okay, so we've been trying to find Raphael this whole time instead of like actually fighting people. So why don't we just do both at the same time? Let's just go to different places, beat people up, and then we'll try to find Raph if he's there.
Just
And, like,
unanimously
and
agree
what
to
you
just
know,
beat
and what's the
people up.
first crime scene that they pull up on?
Fucking Raph
Hob beating. It's Hobbs' army trying to beat up on Raph and Casey.
Oh.
And so they end up winning the fight. I think so they end up winning the fight pretty handily. Ooh, nice dodge. You did not try to taunt there.
I did, but sorted itself out.
So what is it? So and then they're like, oh yeah, and then so Raph doesn't really have any memories of anything before he mutated.
Mm-hmm.
But then he sees Hob and he's like, oh, this guy. Like he somehow knows that this is the guy that just ruined his life.
Boy, this guy.
Let's see. Actually, I guess April is in current times a senior. I just realized that because it's the flashback. She's like in her junior, sophomore year, something like that. Oh, let's see.
Motherfucker, dude.
Yep, there we go. So, yeah, so that's the first 4 chapters, and then Raph is now reunited with his brothers, and they go home to Master Splinter, and Splinter's like, "Oh, my son, you're home."
My son, I am your rat dad.
Basically, yeah.
I have missed you.
And Raph's fine with this. Because he has a family now. I mean, also, one of the other cool details is, do you know how, like, they say that all of the, in, like, the original continuity, all the turtles have the same color headband and stuff?
Yeah.
So they all wear red in this because Splinter remembers that it's Raph's favorite color. So he's like, oh, we'll wear this in his honor for now. And so that is that, and then there is a little 30th anniversary special, which is called A Lot to Learn, and all that happens in that is basically, oh, Raph is getting mad because he's not as good as karate as his brothers are. I wonder why. Might have to do with the fact that you wandered the streets for a year and a half. But then he goes out onto the streets, and he just hangs out with Casey for a little bit. And then his dad comes back, and then he comes back home, and Splinter's waiting for him. He's like, I used to be angry too, but then I stopped.
I gave up being angry.
I mean, kind of.
I'm just done.
You got sick of it. So yeah, and then that happens, and then so then you go into Enemies Old, Enemies New, and I know something. Oh, I remember what happens in this one. This is the part where they get into the backstory of okay, here's your pop quiz. You ready?
All right.
If you know your Turtles lore. What is Splinter and Shredder's real names?
I do not know that. I
Okay,
knew it
so-
at one point, but I forgot.
Rat and Gregory.
You know what? I like it, but they're
Rat
both
and
from
Gregory.
feudal Japan, so they don't have those names.
Rato Maki and Gregory Izuki.
So Splinter's real name is Hamato Yoshi.
That's it.
Shredder's real name is Oroku Saki.
Okay.
Alright.
And so, this little backstory thing is talking about. Oh, okay. So, Splinter and Shredder both used to be part of the Foot. Splinter left one day, and then Shredder got so mad that he killed his wife. Splinter's wife.
Oh, okay. I thought
Alright.
you meant his own wife. It's like, I'm mad my brother left.
No, he could not kill. Oh, they're not brothers. But they were really close.
I'm mad my friend left. I'm gonna kill my wife in anger.
No, he killed Splinter's wife. What is her name? I should know it. Tang Shen, that's her name. So, and she's like, "Oh, husband, do not fight your brother." or it's like don't fight him in anger, please. Remember me. And he's like, okay, I'm taking my 4 sons, and we're just gonna chill in the woods for a couple years, and then Shredder finds them and kills them.
Jesus Christ.
But then, yeah, no, it's pretty bad because he straight up lines up all of his sons in front of Yoshi, and just straight up decapitates all of them at the same time.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and then what was it after? And then basically before Yoshi dies, he's just like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna come back like in 500 years and kill you. Or, they say it's like he prayed to Buddha, but it was more just like he's just telling people, okay, yeah, I'm gonna fight him.
Why 500 years?
And then they all got reincarnated into rats and turtles, so it worked out pretty well.
Cowabunga.
Oh, it's this mission.
Oh, and then also, so Casey goes to the same school as April, by the way. They both go to New York Tech.
Okay.
And Casey is there on a hockey scholarship, but April's there on like academics, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Casey's just like, oh, okay, well, I was good at hockey, but I kind of suck at school. So this is just an important plot point for later. But anyway, Raph's finally starting to get the hang of fighting, and then Splinter is basically running around trying to hide from Hobbs goons and trying to get back home.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what day it is?
The anniversary of his wife's passing.
A Primith.
What?
So he brings gifts for all of his sons.
Oh.
He gives Leo, Mikey, and Donnie colored headbands that are their actual colors, so they all you can actually tell them. Well, you could tell them apart before because they actually have some differences in the comic. They're like not a little subtle. But what is it? And then I love the studying for finals art from Horace.
Studying for finals.
No, that art comes later. I think they just had finals was part of it. There should be a pizza in the. I think it's Pun's left lane. Oh no, it takes a while. Get in the left lane though. Stay in the left lane. And now you well, now you can get out of the left lane. You don't have to.
You said stay in the left lane.
He's gonna die by this, isn't he? Anyway, and then for what do you think Raph's gift is? Because he normally has a red headband.
Nothing.
Nope, he finally gets his sai.
Oh.
Yep.
God damn it.
And so that happens, and then that goes into the micro series for Raphael. And do you want to guess who Raph's hanging out with in this micro series? It's basically just a one-issue thing. Hangs out with his main man, Casey Jones, once again.
Casey Jones strikes back.
He's back again. And so, they're chilling out, and Casey's kind of like acting weird. He's like, "Oh, it must be cool for you to have brothers now." And Raph's like, "Yeah, man." Like he doesn't know how to respond to it. But then all of a sudden they see there is a cloaked figure getting chased down by like 2 thugs, and they try to clear, and the figure's trying to clear the fence, gets grabbed, and then like kicks one of them, but then the other one starts to go, and then so Raph and Casey attack that guy.
Okay.
And when they go to reach for the hood figure, they find out it's a mutant. So it is. This is the introduction of Alapex, the Arctic fox mutant.
Okay.
So she's like, "Oh yeah, so I was made in a lab in Alaska, and I kind of escaped, and I've been on the run for like a year now." And Raph's like, "Oh, I understand how you feel exactly. Come on, we're coming to my house." But like he blindfolds her too for some reason.
Just some casual blindfolding before you take them to the house.
Set the mood.
Set the mood.
Get flattened, idiot. Anyway.
Hey, fuck you.
But anyway, so Raph's carrying her. He's like, oh yeah, this will be a good thing for her because like I didn't really know much until I met Master Splinter and my brothers, and then he's thinking back to the fight and she's like, oh wait a minute, she threw a kick, and so he's like, okay, well I'm going to drop you off a building now.
What?
The reason that happens is because he says that the kick looked professional, and after he drops her out the building, she basically claws one of the walls and then does like a kickflip off of it. So like she has training.
Okay.
So it turns out she's working for the Foot. And so she and Raph fight for a little bit. Raph's like, "Can you take me to who you work for?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that." And then she just smoke bombs away. And then so after the fight's over, I think it's like what is it?
No.
Oh yeah. So Leo's like, okay, yeah, new rule, we're not going out alone at night anymore. And then Raph breaks that rule instantly because he's Raph.
Well, yeah, understandably so.
And so, what does he do after that? And then so Casey's like, well, your brother sounds like you should probably be working with him. So wouldn't you rather work with your brother? And he's like, yeah, you are my brother. So he basically just invites Casey to be part of their family.
That's funny, but it's also kind of endearing at the same time.
It's nice, yeah. Okay, and then the next micro series is Michelangelo. This one does not matter at all, but like it's also kind of like just a cute kind of thing. So Mikey's been chilling out on New Year's Eve this whole time. Like it's New Year's Eve. He got to go into a movie theater because like there's nobody there, and he's just watching some like movies about New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I'm gonna go out on New Year's and party, and so he finds a costume party, and sees, oh, there's a guy that's wearing a lizard costume that doesn't want to go into the party, so he just literally just shows up as himself and is like, yep, I'm a turtle. And so then, yeah, grab that pizza.
Thank you.
But what is it? But then it turns out they're like, one person comes up to him and is like, you said you were gonna dress up as a lizard, and it's like, thank you for recognizing that I'm not a lizard, because he's a turtle. But what does he do after that? What mode did you set this on? Did you set it on okay?
No, it's on gnarly.
Do not put it on gnarly. You take more damage.
So, getting that solo completion, man.
It's true.
It'll go on my turtle.report.
Turtle.report. Anyway, and then so it turns out that Mikey ended up joining up with a group of bank robbers.
Oh, that's lovely.
Well, they're in a museum, so but like they're trying to steal I think it's a diamond. And so Mikey's just like, he's supposed to be the he's imitating the computer guy, but he's just like, oh well, I'm sorry, I can't do it, guys, because I'm freaking, I can't do it, that kind of thing. And they're like, find a way in there. And he's like, okay, and he just uses all of his ninja skills to sneak past all the lasers. Then he ends up going outside and beating up the guys, except for one of them was an undercover cop, so he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm cool. And then he just walks away. Oh, also, his punch lines up exactly with New Year's, so that was funny.
Awesome.
What was old enemies, new? Okay, so that's there's 2 micro series, and then okay. The turtles are just watching a couple of guys on a rooftop, and they see these guys on the rooftop, and they're like, okay, yeah, we should probably check out what these ninjas are doing. And so what does he do? And so they're like, oh yeah, they're following this other ninja guy, and he's a French ninja, and he knows how to do parkour.
French ninja.
Oui, baguette.
Oui.
And then they end up killing the guy.
What, the French guy?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the French guy dies. And he's just like, in French, says, war is coming.
What?
Oh, and then, so now,
Fuck, dude.
Baxter Stockman's like, okay, Hob, you kind of suck at like bringing in these turtles. Can you like fix that? And Hobbs like, can I have an army? And he's like, didn't you have an army? He's like, yeah, but they were humans. And then he's like, okay, I'll give you a robot army.
And you fix that.
What the heck? You're not getting hit?
Don't worry about it. I get hit eventually.
He's too cool to die.
Yeah. So, and then, there was another thing. So April ends up putting up a wanted sign at her, dorm. Or, well, actually, like, just in a commons area on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, I'm going to tutor somebody if they will give me self-defense lessons. And when you know it, Casey Jones is a failing student who, knows how to defend himself. So that's how they meet.
Man.
Let's see. So, what is it?
Pizza.
Oh yeah. So Stockman's like, okay.
What a coin.
Stockman's like, okay, Hob, follow me into this room.
What the fuck is that? What?
Coinkidding. But anyway,
Fucking read.
He says, yeah. So we're going to Stockman's like, okay, Hob, follow me into this room. Nothing bad will happen. Something bad happens.
Gee.
So basically, Hob gets stuck by a bunch of Mausers.
Yeah.
By a bunch of what?
Mausers. They're like little robots.
They'll show up in this game. You'll see them.
If I get that fucking far.
We'll see. Let's see what happens after that.
Something bad in this story? Holy
Crazy.
shit, now way, dude.
Oh, right. Also, Krang's doing stuff during this. I forgot about that. Did you really do that perfectly?
No. I don't think I did.
You did, because you didn't lose a life.
I'm just a good gamer. I don't know what to say.
So, Krang is on the planet Neutrino, and he's just like, okay, can we have... can I have a status report? And he's like, yeah, 6 of our guys died. And Krang's like, this sucks! And so he's just basically, he gets teleported back to Earth, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go talk to Stockman now. So then, this is just the intro of a little minor character. That's what I meant to say. So Raph and Mikey end up going to the pizza place that they frequent, Fruits Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we meet Woody for the first time. And Woody's just he's a nice guy. He just gives them free pizza.
Fuck yeah, dude. You love free pizza.
And also, there's a funny coincidence that apparently, even though this was a pizza place that Leo, Mikey, and Donnie frequented, Raph would come here sometimes to dumpster dive, and they never found him.
Oh my god.
Yep. And then back at the hideout, they're talking about... oh yeah, also, so remember I said the whole thing about reincarnation, right?
Yes.
They're trying to... Leo and Donnie are fighting about it. Leo believes fully in the reincarnation. Donnie's very skeptical about it. I wonder why. It's almost like it's their personalities.
Fuck off, dude! Fuck!
Leo, the reason Leo accepts it is because he sees flashbacks of his mom sometimes. And then right when they're finally chilling out in their conversation, it's like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna like relax for a second, and then the Mausers attack.
Fuck you, dude. Stop throwing your fucking balls at me.
And then he's yeah, and then in the and then so Casey and April ended up agreeing to meet, and so Casey ends up they start working out at the gym, right?
Yeah.
And then Casey's like, oh, I forgot my pencils, so I can't like do my homework. So I think I'm gonna have to jump in, or you're gonna have to go to a lower difficulty.
No, I got this. I got this.
He's got it. You just don't have faith.
Oh, me of little faith.
Hey. Hey, have faith, my child.
Okay, maybe stop doing that. Every time you've done that, it hasn't really worked out, though.
Oof.
I think you have one more hit in you.
I do.
Alright, just, no, avoid it, avoid it.
Easy gaming.
Oh, you did it. Oh my gosh.
I am the
Don't miss.
greatest gamer in the world.
And then, so, Leo and Donnie and Splinter are fighting the Mousers led by Hob. And Mikey and Raph come in. Oh, Stockman returns home and he finds his door is kicked in. So he's like, oh, I'm calling the front office about this. And then he starts to go downstairs. But then he sees, like a rock soldier come in. He's like, you know what? Never mind. I'm just going back to my room.
Okay.
So it turns out Krang is there.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then and Donnie and Splinter are passed out now to the Mauser. So they're trying to fight their way out of that. And then Hob's still commanding the Mausers, and he's just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take Splinter now. Bye. And he just runs away.
And then he took him.
Well, and then he's like, okay, I'm setting the Mausers to autopilot, and I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna take Splinter with me. So yeah, bye.
This is mine now. Goodbye.
Basically. Let's see. So, April and Casey now, after they got done with the studying and working out, they're like, okay, yeah, let's just talk to each other for a second. So they just chill out at a coffee shop for a sec, and April's talking about. Casey's like, okay, so why did you want self-defense lessons again? And she's like, oh, because there were ninja break-ins at my lab. He's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
That's cool.
So he
Motherfucker. Killed by a fucking manhole cover.
Dang, that's kind of sad. There's your score.
Yay.
2.
2.
Do you need me to hop in?
No, I'm just gonna lower the difficulty. Cause I'm obviously too much of a fucking shitter.
There you go. Yeah, it's okay. So, what is it? So yeah, Casey's like, oh yeah, so that, and then April's like, yeah, but I was working with these turtles, and Casey's like, wait, did you say turtles? I know turtles.
Turtles, you say?
And so while the guys are trying to get their bearings, wait, did I skip I skipped the Donnie Micro series. I'll have to go back and tell you about that one in a sec. I think I skipped it. Yep, I did. So, what was it? Oh, you're playing as April now. Okay. But what does he do? I was talking about. Oh yeah. So Casey goes down into the sewers with April. He's like, "Hey April, I'm gonna take you to a place. Don't tell anybody." He takes her to the sewers.
Don't tell nobody.
I'm gonna take you to a super secret place.
Gonna take you to my secret hideout. That's basically what happens. And then, what happens after that? He, oh gosh. And then the guys finally beat up all the Mausers by doing the Little League strat of hiding behind one another and then beating the crap out of them.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so do you know how, like, in, like, Rec League basketball, everybody just line up behind one another?
No?
Did you never play Rec League basketball?
What's that?
I'm gonna have to second that question.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've got to second his question. I don't know what the game is.
You don't know what basketball is?
I know what basketball is.
Okay, well, anyway, we used to have, like, a Rec League strat where we would all just line up in front of each other for, like, a pass, and then we'd spread out.
So, it'd just be a long line of you guys just handing the ball off, basically?
No. We would all be lined up behind one another, and then we would, like, once the pass was thrown, we'd spread out and catch it. I don't know. Anyway, they do that to beat up the Mausers, because the Mausers are stupid and they can't recognize more than one enemy at a time if they're lined up behind one another. Anyway, I need to go back and tell you about the Donnie micro series because it might be my favorite aside from Rasp because it introduces Alapex and I'm not.
It's just one long person, right?
So anyway, so the Donnie micro series is Donnie doesn't relate to any of his brothers because Donnie's smart.
Because he's smart.
So yeah, because Mikey just wants to play video games, Raph just wants to work out, and Leo wants to hang out with him, but the problem is he just doesn't know how to play MMORPGs. I wonder if anybody in this chat knows anything about MMORPGs.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, I play Guild Wars. So
Anyway, so he ends up just chilling out on online chat rooms, and he meets this, and he talks to this one guy, and his name is what is it? Kirby Fan 01, and also fun little reference. Donatello's screen name is Does Machines 84.
Does Machines 84.
As you know, that was his intro in the 80s cartoon, and then 84 was the year the first comic came out. So it's a cute little reference. Anyway, they talk about, hey, are you guys going to this convention thing for inventors? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll go. And so, who is it? So Donatello goes there in the classic trench coat disguise.
All right. I
And
appreciate
he
some
meets
classics.
this guy, and he meets this guy called Harold, right? So Harold ended up creating anti-gravity tech.
All right. Pretty
Jump
cool.
Harold.
And also, he ended up creating cloaking technology. And Donnie's like, and he's a little bit weird, but Donnie's like, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I want to hang out with him. And then at that moment, security whisks them away. Turns out that this talent show was just to draw in Harold because Baxter Stockman wanted him to work for him to try and find all the turtles for him because Hob wasn't doing it fast enough. So, what ends up happening is he's like, okay, we have this like turtle locator that will locate the mutagen in their bodies, right?
Yeah.
And then wouldn't you know it, he's like, okay, so just ping this and it should show you like the nearest person with mutagen. And then Donnie's literally in the room and he's like, okay, you know, and then Stockman like sees it and he's like, okay, you just made it harder for anyone in my company to get a job. What does he do after? And then, so he ends up fighting him for a little bit, and then Donnie's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't fight me because Stockman's kind of evil. And then he's like, okay, you're right, you're obtruse, but you're right. And then there's okay, but like, so that's the way Harold says it. He calls him obtruse.
Obtruse.
Obtruse, like you know how people would say obtuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys don't
Obtruse.
He says obtruse.
You guys don't call
There's
me
another
Goku?
person in Donnie's life who says that. Kirby Fan 01. They're the same person.
Ah.
So Donnie's internet arch rival is standing in a room with him, and they both know it.
When gamers meet.
And so they end up, They end up escaping out of there, and Harold's like, I never want to see you again. Get out of my life. And then literally, he's like, I have to change my screen name now. Because now Stockman knows who he is online.
Yeah.
Because they said that out loud. So he changes his name to Captain Obtruse and invites Donnie to play one of the MMORPG with him that he wanted to play with Leo. So they're friends now.
That's
So
an
that was-
interesting little. That's an interesting little arc.
I
will
like it
say.
a lot. It's good because I like Harold a lot. Because also Harold has a habit of just saying meh.
Meh. Fucking.
He's an
God.
old man who just says obtruse and meh.
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 Get baseball batted, idiot.
Hey, fuck you.
Let's see. Okay, I gotta go back to enemies old, enemies new. Unless does anything else happen between enemies old, enemies new? Infestation, but I said I'm not covering that.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Okay, I can probably. I'm gonna try to relate these without reading as much because I think me looking at the material makes me want to look at more stuff. Like if that makes sense.
I completely understand that.
Yeah. So so Splinter got taken back to Stockgen by Hob, and then so Hob's like, hey, Stockman, I got your rat. Can you please come and check him out for me? He's like, yeah, okay. So what ends up happening was there's another break-in at the at Stockgen, and Splinter ends up getting kidnapped again before the turtles can save him.
Damn, double kidnap combo.
He got double kidnapped. He got rat-napped.
Rat-napped. They stole the rat. Where is he? I don't know. He stole the rat.
So then what does he do? And then so they're like, oh, who took him? And he's like, oh, ninjas did.
Ninjas.
Ninjas did it, of course.
Always blame the ninjas.
And then... Okay. And then Leo's micro series is literally just him saying, oh, look, ninjas. I'm gonna go beat them up.
Oh, wow, ninjas.
And then so he sees one of the ninjas, and he's like, yo, that foot soldier just saved you, by the way.
I know.
He's flattened by a car. He's a simp. So what does he do? So yeah, and then Leo beats up like a couple of the ninjas, and he's like, oh, okay, well there's a lot more than I thought there were, so I'm going to run away now. And then, what does he do after that? He fights, and then he fights like one of the elite ninjas who has a scar on his eye.
So that way you know he's...
Yeah, you know he's more experienced.
Yeah.
Well, and then like Leo loses in a fight to him, and all he can say is, I am disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
And then Leo goes back home and he tells his family about it, except for the part where he gets beat up.
I totally won that fight, guys.
He did. Anyway, Shadows of the Past. That's the next arc. Oh wait, oh, yeah, so, and then it cuts to... Oh, wait, so the turtles are like, okay, yeah, let's try to regroup ourselves real quick before we try to find our dad again.
Yeah, smart.
So April has calmed down, and she now understands that the turtles are the same turtles that she named and all that, and she's kind of weirded out by it, but she understands it at the same time.
I think I'd just remain weirded out. I don't think I'd be able to understand.
It's a mix. Anyway, so but she ends up taking them to her parents' store, but her parents aren't there because they live in Northampton because her dad had a stroke, so they're just chilling out. Yeah, so she's like, you guys can use the store because like they still pay for it and everything. They sometimes come out here, but like they just let me use this, so like you guys can chill here for as long as you want. And they chill out, but then the problem is someone is watching them from the windows and stuff.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Well, or not from the windows. They're like walking down the street and they're like, oh, well, we got some new neighbors. So a gang rolls up. Mikey went to go get pizza, and he's the first people to see him because he was chilling, or he was outside looking at them.
I've been shot.
So Mikey ends up fighting the gang people. April and Casey went back, but then April and Casey were going back to the dorms, but then Casey was just like, no, I'm not tired. I'm going to keep on fighting, even though it was like 4 in the morning at this point. Just what he does. That's just Casey Jones things.
Casey Jones. We do not question Casey Jones here.
What is he? And then, so Casey comes back to see the turtles and the other people fighting. And it's just like, nice dash dance.
Thank you.
Yeah, he sees them fighting, and he says, and he's like, guys, can you stop fighting each other? I know both of you. Or like both groups. So it turns out that the people that are working with, that were fighting the turtles are the Purple Dragons, which is a gang that Casey's friend Angel, who is the person who first saw them, runs. And Casey and Angel are friends, and Casey's like, "Hey, have you happened to seen like a giant rat?" And she's like, "No, but I saw a bunch of ninjas."
Saw a bunch of ninjas.
And so it turns out that she was she leads them to a warehouse where the foot's set up, and it turns out to be the same warehouse where Splinter is now facing off against the Shredder.
Ah.
Yep. So, what does he do? And so Shredder's just like, okay, we're recruiting you. Or actually, Karai's there. You know Karai, right?
Karai? Name's familiar. Very familiar.
She is in this continuity, and in some continuity, she's Splinter's daughter, but in this continuity, she's like granddaughter. That's how he refers. She refers to Shredder as her grandpa, basically.
Yeah.
Grandpappy.
Grandpappy.
Grandpappy Shredder.
Grandpappy Rat. I love you.
No, not Splinter. Shredder.
Oh, Shredder. My bad.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, no, that would have been a huge spoiler in the story if I'd went and said that right away. So...
Ah, you little fuckers.
Yeah, they're stupid. Anyway, so she's like, okay, we're testing you to join, this... That's a weird flatting animation.
Yeah.
So...
Neat. Smart.
Splinter and Shredder end up... Or, no, not that yet. Splinter ends up fighting, like, an elite foot guard and beats him pretty easily, because, like, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And he... but then they're like, okay, will you kill him? He's like, no, I'm not going to be party to this disgrace. I think it was his exact words. And Shredder's like, oh, crap, it's the freaking guy I know from my last life.
Ah, sick. It's you.
So it turns out that Shredder is a Rokusaki. He's the same guy.
He's just living forever?
I'll get to it in a little bit. It's in Secret History of the Foot. I'll get to that one in about 20 issues.
Okay.
So anyway, and then Splinter's micro series is literally just like more backstory stuff, but like it's not really super important. And him fighting more of the foot.
I missed the pizza.
Why did you jump over it?
Oh no!
Why did you jump over? That is a very good question.
So, and then Angel leads them to the warehouse, and she's like, okay, well, the purple dragons are going home. So goodbye, guys. And so the Turtles and Casey go to infiltrate the warehouse. Splinter ends up fighting that one elite guard, ends up splitting an arrow shot by Karai, ends up beating up a couple other ninjas, beats up Alapax because she's there too right now. And then in the middle of and then him and Shredder eventually start fighting, and Shredder's starting to beat him up.
Yeah.
But then everybody breaks in. They all start fighting. Angel ends up coming back, and she's like, okay, I owe Casey a lot of stuff. So she ends up coming back and fighting alongside them. She's like, this isn't the Purple Dragons, this is me working on my own interest. So, but then they end up getting Shredder out of there, and the Turtles end up, in their first encounter with Shredder, beating him.
Really?
Like, not killing him. They basically say, like, Leo says, okay, well, he's down, so we're just gonna leave now.
Oh, dude.
But then it turns out Leo looks at him a little closer, and he sees the same scar as the one elite ninja he fought earlier. So he already had fought Shredder on his own, and he didn't even realize it.
Oh, shit.
So Shredder's like, you guys are just gonna leave? And then Leo throws a shuriken right next to his head and just goes, yeah, I'm disappointed. For the callback. And then, what happens for that?
Fuck you, gamer.
Oh yeah, then it's the Casey micro series. Oh, also April and Splinter get to meet for the first time. So then there's the Casey micro series where he is. Guess who he's hanging out with?
Who is it?
April O'Neil.
No, it's Raph again.
Oh, shocker.
So anyway, But Casey's
Oh,
chilling out with
you
that,
do?
and then he goes home. He goes home and starts to head to bed. But then, basically, a loan shark goes up to his drunk dad, and he's like, "Yeah, you owe me a lot of money." And he's like, "Well, let me give you this freaking hockey necklace that I got for my son. That should cover my tab." And he's like, "No," but he takes it anyway. And then so Leo and Raph end up going to a bar that the guy just hangs around.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Okay, we're going to clear my dad's debt."
Fuck.
So Casey beats up all the loan sharks, and then he gets home after doing all that. And what is the thanks he get from his dad?
Sucker punch to the gut.
No, a lot of punches to the face.
Ah.
So Casey ends up stumbling over to the shop, abused again. And Raph's like, "Okay, you know what? That's it. I'm going to kill your dad."
Okay.
So Raph runs to Casey's house. Starts beating up on Arnold Jones again. Splinter ends up catching him there, and Splinter's like, "Okay, son, so check this out," and he holds one of Raph's size to freaking Mr. Jones' head. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna kill him if you don't kill him."
All right. So man's dead either way.
So what ends up happening was Splinter was just trying to teach him a lesson about, like, not everybody has to die, I think. It was a very weird lesson.
Fucking God, I hate this boss. God.
I know. So... yeah, and so basically Splinter's like, "Okay, well, obviously we know that we can't leave Casey here at this house anymore, so he's just gonna keep on getting abused, right?"
Yes.
So he's like, "Okay, well, Casey's gonna come live with a bunch of turtles and a rat now." And Mr. Jones is like, "Whatever." He just lets it happen.
Alright, you know what? Fair enough.
Fair enough. That sounds reasonable. I trust you. I trust the rat.
So Casey
I'll
just
do it.
chills out with the turtles now. Oh, and then there was the annual 2012, which I think the only purpose that really serves is it just introduces a few minor characters, like some of the people at it. Okay, I have to look at it now because I can't remember the name of the bar. There's a bar that Casey's dad frequents and Angel's dad works at. Like, he's the owner of the bar. So it is.
Lots of dads in the story.
It's a 60-page issue. I didn't even realize it when I was reading it. It didn't feel that long. Also, it's illustrated entirely by one of the co-creators of TMNT, Kevin Eastman. So it's like in the original style.
All right, that's actually kind of cool.
It's sick. Like it's not the obviously it's not the best style, but it looks great.
Yeah.
Like for what. Oh, also, Angel's name is Angel Bridge. You want to know what her dad's name is?
Golden Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Wait, her dad's name Brooklyn?
Angel's dad's name is Brooklyn Bridge.
Creative. I'll
What is the
say.
name of the bar? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll just look at it. Scarabrae. That's what it's Skarabrae. I just call it Scarabrae.
Yeah, I don't.
So anyway, the story is literally about a bunch of the groups end up meeting each other because there is a briefcase full of diamonds, and it eventually resolves itself by Casey just saying, "You guys want the diamonds?" and he just throws it into the river.
Awesome.
Very nice, very nice.
I mean, it's not like the diamond. I mean, yeah, go get them. Whatever.
Yeah. They're rocks. Who cares?
And then there's a micro series for April where she breaks into Stock Gen, and she ends up destroying the turtle tracker so that they can't use that anymore. So like that's good because now that means that they can't find the turtles.
Yeah.
So and then what happened? And then another important thing happens. Another mutant breaks out of the lab.
Oh, that's fun.
A giant mutant snapping turtle, if that sounds familiar.
What's his name? Fucking... I can't remember his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
I don't.
Yeah. So, and then that leads into Blood Brothers, where people are getting freaked out about a giant snapping turtle running around New York. For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And so they end up calling this monster because of the slashing attacks it makes. Slash.
Yeah.
Yep. So, what ends up happening was after the other turtles broke out, StockGen tried working on more turtles, but they didn't have the control environment. No, they did have a controlled environment, but it didn't have. He didn't have the same kind of like psychotropic elements as the other turtles, so he ends up coming out broken, and he's also like experimented on a lot and has basically trauma.
We love our sad boys.
But he is programmed to hunt the turtles.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. So while the turtles were on patrol one night, they end up. I think should have grabbed you.
Shut up. No.
He grenaded.
Fuck you.
So anyway, they've been living above ground for a while. Oh, also there's a little subplot in this story about Casey's finally got his grades up enough to where he can play in a hockey game again. So Raph's like, can we hurry up patrol? I want to go see Casey's hockey game. And so he ends up. Wait, which one did Ground Chuck hit you or Dirtbag?
I think it was Ground Chuck.
I was about to say, Dirtbag doesn't really attack directly.
No. I think I ate like a fucking backhand from Ground Chuck or something.
He does do that attack, yeah. But anyway, so the turtles are trying to find a new place to live that April has found for them. It is a nuclear bunker underneath a church.
Underneath a church? Alright. They got
Well, because it
gods.
was built like during the Cold War, so like they obviously had to have that in mind.
Oh yeah.
I saw that fall.
No, you didn't. You didn't see shit. I don't
Which
fall.
Which one's Dirtbag?
Dirtbag is the badger guy right there. Or gopher.
Badger?
I don't know.
He's something.
Looks like a rat.
And then Ground Chuck is red cow. Bull man thing.
What's the blob in the back?
That's Crank's head.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Also,
yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
they
go
end
and
up
call it for tonight. I'll talk
fighting
to
some
you
guys, but then
Have a good night, big mans.
See you.
Yeah, see you, big mans. So they end up fighting some guys, and then Slash sees them and starts hunting them down.
Okay.
So they end up going into the bunker, and they say, "Hey, this place is pretty good. It's pretty roomy. Got enough space for us to do stuff." And then while they are talking with each other, they end up getting attacked by Slash.
Okay. As one
Also,
does.
this is just a little side bit. They were talking about what they were gonna eat for dinner, and it's like, look, if there's one thing I get more tired of than pizza, it's Dad's veggies and rice. And then literally he cuts to him veggies and rice.
Veggies and rice.
Also, Splinter wears an apron.
What color is it?
I'm gonna have to look at it. I can't remember what it's.
I got hit by a train. What's these other fucktards?
What would it be in? Is it in part 2?
Bongo forever, big mans.
Too far. It's in book 2 though. Yeah, here it is. I found it. And it's got like a funny design on it too. So it says, "Oh, I walk, therefore I yam."
God.
And it's funny because because he's also talking to Casey because Casey's there before his game. He's like, "Can you please turn on the TV to my channel? I want to watch my soap operas."
Fucking Splinter watching soap operas.
Yeah, basically, this is the entire quote. Casey says, "You know, my mom used to watch soaps too, but she was a mom. It seems to me like you being an ancient ninja master kind of find that stuff ridiculous."
Big man, if you're still here, these are Mausers.
Yeah, I think he is. Or maybe not. Either
Maybe.
he's still here or Horse left. Yeah, those are Mausers though. Let's see what happens with that. So the turtles end up fighting Slash, and they're holding up okay, but like there's definitely some stuff they could be doing better. But Mikey does not want to hurt Slash at all because he's like, oh, he's an experiment just like us, which is smart because you know. So Leo's like, okay, well I'm gonna do like a sleeper hold on him.
Okay.
And he almost gets it to work, but Slash breaks free, and then at that same moment, April and Casey break into the lair
Mm-hmm.
to try and see if they're okay. And Slash sees them, goes to attack them, and Leo ends up stabbing into Slash, and he falls into the water and floats away. But it turns out Slash isn't dead.
Yeah, figured.
Oh, I forgot to mention another thing. This is an important story bit that I somehow forgot. It turns out after Hobb ended up failing to secure Splinter, Stockman just straight up shot him in front of Krang.
God.
And then Krang kidnaps Stockman and takes him to Burnow Island.
Okay.
So, because basically, Stockman's like, okay, I'm tired of people failing me. I'm just gonna kill this guy right here. But it turns out, Hobb survived.
Survived getting shot in the fucking dome?
Not in the dome. He got shot in the chest.
Oh. Should have gone for the head.
And so he basically finds Slash. And he's like, okay, wake up. We're gonna. He literally does the thing from freaking Cyberpunk 2077 where he says, "Wake the f up, samurai. We got a city to burn." That's basically what happens. Look at that, another pizza.
Pizza. Then I'm
Pizza
immediately
time.
eating. It's pizza time.
Yep. And then there's the micro series for Diffugitoid, but I want to kind of save that one for a little bit later. Because it makes sense where they put it in the story, but it also kind of spoils something, so it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Like, it makes one of the later plot reveals not as impactful.
Okay.
So, now we're on to the Krang War arc. So, the Turtles and Casey are hanging out in a park with April because April said, do you remember Chet from Stockgen?
Yes.
She ends up talking to him about, she wants to find out more about, what happened at Stockgen, and so, right as Chet's trying to say some stuff, a portal ends up opening up. And out steps a couple of neutrinos, which are from Dimension X. A couple of people from there.
Okay.
So they're like, Dr. Honeycutt, you have to come with us, even though Chet's last name is Allen. So they end up accidentally teleporting all the turtles, along with the...
Fucking...
Did he double throw?
He did!
Triple.
Fucking... Okay.
That's it down, I think.
He actually just killed me.
Based. He doesn't care about women.
No, he just threw a woman.
I might end up cutting this. I think with the way this is going, I might end up cutting this a little bit short, and maybe just going to issue 25. Maybe I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll make it to the end. I'll make it before they get to Northampton. That'll probably be a good stopping point for me.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, we still have a lot of things to talk about before that.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah,
Stop.
basically, I just have to get through. I'll do the Shredder micro series too, but I can't remember what happens in that one as much. So, where was I? All right, so Krangmore. Yeah. So basically, as it turns out, they get transported to Dimension X, where there's an entire war going on, and they're basically saying, okay, we have to return the Professor Honeycutt, and they're like, well, who's Honeycutt? He's the Fugitoid. Who's the Fugitoid? And then Chet turns into a robot
Okay.
because he was the Fugitoid the whole time.
And what exactly is a fugitoid?
It's a fugitive android.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah.
That was
So
pretty
in his
self-explanatory.
little side story, he ends up transferring his soul into a robot, so that way he could escape from Krang. Because Krang was basically saying, okay, I'm going to build a Technodrome, and the Technodrome is going to terraform the Earth so it's only inhabitable to the Utroms that I have saved with me.
Okay.
So Krang's kind of like, they play him. It's weird. They play him off as he's supposed to be like a morally ambiguous villain, but like he's still wanting to commit genocide.
Genocide.
But it's like not in the same way that Thanos was doing it, where it's like, oh, it's random. No, he was literally going to kill an entire planet just for his people. Of 8 people, basically.
Hey man, it's still his people. My fingers hurting.
Oh, they're fighting the war. Let me just go to Krang. Let me see what I'm missing. Oh, also, there's a little subplot happening right now where Shredder was like, "Okay, I got beat up by those turtle guys, but that Leo guy was really sick, so I want him to be like my Chunin now." So he's like, "Okay, Karai, I want you to go capture Leonardo and like make him my Chunin." She's like, "I don't want to do that." Because like she's supposed to be Chunin, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then so April goes back into Stockgen because she's like, oh, okay, well, Chet's gone. I got to figure out where he teleported to, right?
Yeah.
So she goes to talk to another scientist that I haven't mentioned yet. Her name is Lindsay Baker. She's also an important character, kind of. So so April's like, oh yeah, I know everything about I know everything about the turtles and all of that stuff. She's like, oh, okay, well then you know about General Krang. She's like, what?
Huh? Who?
So, yeah, so she doesn't... And so she's like, okay, well, I mean, if Chet's not here, he probably went to Burnell Island. And then at that same time, Karai's just like, ooh, Burnell Island, that sounds like a nice place to go to. Because she was spying on April for some reason. So what happens after that? That's just a little side bit of the Krang War. So everybody's kind of still fighting during that, and oh, also Mikey has a crush on the princess of the Neutrinos.
Okay. We love a little bit
That's just a little side thing.
A little romance action going.
Well, it's not. It doesn't really lead anywhere. It's just
Yeah. But still.
And so Krang has now said, hey, if you guys don't give me the Fugitoid, I'm going to kill your king and queen. Because he kidnapped them, but like they saved the princess. So let's see here. So Leo and the commander go to rescue the king and queen. Raph works with one of the soldiers to do like an offensive front, and who else? And then Donnie's working with Honeycutt on a weapon to like end the war. And that leads to an interesting thing about, like, you know how Donnie was, like, talking about he doesn't really believe in superstitious stuff?
Yeah.
That's literally like, dude, I am a robot, I'm a human living in a robot body, and teleportation changes everything about you, but it keeps your soul. Explain that. And Donnie's like, dang, you're right, I guess I believe in God now.
Dang, Christianity sounds fun.
Kind of. And then anyway, and then they go to, and then also at the same time, Harai goes to Burnow Island, and she's like, okay, well, I'm going to steal some more of you guys' ooze now by killing one of the Utrums. So, yeah, she does that.
Sorry, I'm just focusing on this fight.
Yeah, I know.
Fucker.
They can fight each other, isn't that hilarious?
That is hilarious. And I love it.
Okay, Horse is still here, because he's bongoing.
Bongo forever, horse.
Let's see.
Horse, any comments?
Yeah, any comments on anything I've said? It'd be funny. He does have comments.
Yeah, yeah, alright. Alright, very nice.
It's more bongos.
I see. Those are some pretty good comments, my friend.
Let's see. So anyway, Leo and Mikey managed to free the king and queen. Or, well, kind of. I'll get to it. And then they're all fighting, but then Krang's like, okay, well, I'm going to shoot Michelangelo if you guys don't do something.
Okay.
Basically, they beat him, but Krang's basically saying he's going to shoot Michelangelo, and then for some reason, the Fugisoid's like, I'm just going to call him Honeycutt, but he's just like, okay, yeah, so I'm going to trade my life for Mikey's, and I'm going to help Krang build literal nuke that ends the world.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So, but then he tells Donatello, like, okay, yeah, you can stop him. I'm pretty sure. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you got this,
It's
champ.
possible.
I believe in you.
So that happens. That's Krang War. And then we get a villain micro-series for Krang where he's just like, okay, I'm going to show you guys, like, why I do stuff.
This is me.
Well, it turns out, so Krang ended up fighting... Oh, and also he finds out about one of his Utrums dying, and he's like...
Not too happy about it?
Oh, no, not at all. So, but he ends up, what does he do with it? I'm not to that pizza yet.
I'm not.
But don't stay too far ahead, because it'll auto-scroll and you won't be able to get back to it. So, like, stay over to the left. There you go. So...
Alright.
But then Krang was basically a spoiled brat when he was a kid.
Ah.
And his dad didn't like him for it. So he says, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna go join the military. And then Krang, within, like, 5 minutes, gets deserted behind enemy lines.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So, what does he do with that? He ends up fighting, and so he ends up actually doing really good for himself in the, like, I think it's weeks that he's there. But he ends up beating up the main boss guy, and then his lackeys are just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna work for you now, because that'd be funny. Or, well, they're like, yeah, we're gonna work for you now because, like, you beat our boss, that's the rule. Them's the rules, them's the breaks.
Them's the breaks. You beat our boss.
And then he says, preserve the body.
Preserve the body.
So it turns out that the mech that Krang's using this entire time is the body of that guy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Messed up, isn't it?
It's a little messed up, yeah.
Anyway, his dad's proud of him now. But his dad's dead.
I'm proud of you, son.
Well, his dad's dead because his dad ended up, like, using ooze too much, and then they depended on ooze to live, so they died.
Oil.
Yeah, and then no political commentary there. And then next is a micro series for Baxter Stockman, and I can't remember what happens because I didn't really care about it.
That's fair, I suppose. Where were you when Dad was killed?
What happens? Oh, well, I'll just go ahead and just go through the little, like, micro flashbacks that happens during the whole thing. It's about Baxter's dad. It's just like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to play chess. No, you're doing it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong. Where were you when Dad just saw it? That was freaking Force's message.
Where were you when Dad was killed?
Are you going to keep charging that forever?
I thought it was gonna move.
The chest hurts a bit harder. No, but it's funny because it's literally like Baxter's a kid, doesn't know how to play chess. Baxter's a teen, makes mistakes. Baxter as an adult steals his dad's company.
Ah, sick.
That was the chess progression.
We love corporate theft here.
He's basically just like, yeah, I seized all of your assets, so like, get effed.
I own you.
He owns this company now.
That's sick.
Oh, and then Stockman ends up making the Flyborgs. I don't think they show up in this game.
Flyborgs?
The Flyborgs.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Bebop and Rubba.
Bebop and Rockman.
That's Mega Man's name.
Rockman.
No, it actually is. Wait, oh, he got blown up by his friend's grenades.
Yeah.
Any comments on that?
Any comments? Okay, yeah. Just gonna jump on me. Hey, bud.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's basically all that happens.
Alright. I'm fucking shot in the face.
Plays chess and builds Flyborgs. That's basically it.
Who joined?
It's Mochi. Hey, Mochi.
Hi, Mochi.
Go sleep.
No.
No sleep.
By the way, I am in the state of misery.
Why?
What's wrong?
No, I'm just in the state.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
You are in misery.
Misery. I'm sorry you're there, my friend.
You can chill out if you want. I'm explaining the TMNT lore while Circuit plays TMNT on stream.
Mochi's barely audible?
I am in a van.
Why are you in a van, my guy?
Because that is my job.
Don't be in a van. Be in a gamer setup.
Oh, by the way, Soup also messaged like 15 minutes ago saying he was napping.
Okay, you want to know what my gamer setup is? I have my laptop on one part of my lap. I have my mouse on the other part of my lap. I have my stand mic hanging off of my steering wheel.
Hell yeah, dude.
I am plugged into an inverter and my internet is coming from a mobile hotspot.
Bro, fucking gaming. We'd love to see it.
Also,
No,
it's super fighting robot, not mega fighting robot horse.
But I cannot stay around because I have to get up early and fight a 15 mile per hour over the speed limit ticket.
Ooh.
Ouch, alright.
Yep.
And they caught me while I was passing some trucks.
That sucks.
To be fair, it was a wall of trucks. That wouldn't stop leaving.
Two trucks.
Alrighty.
He did not want to hear my joke about two trucks having sex.
I guess not. Not very gamer of him.
Wait, Meatloaf says it's Tactical Toad Tuesday? What the heck is wrong with him?
No, it's Turtle Tuesday, my guy.
So anyway, that leads into Secret History of the Foot, where there is a professor at New York Tech where he's like, oh yeah, I kind of also discovered some secret scrolls of the Foot Clan.
I found these weird scrolls. They look pretty neat.
And then Shredder's like, okay, well, Karai, let's go talk. Karai, you go talk to him. And Alphex is like, wait, why are we talking to him and not just stealing his stuff? And Shredder's like, shut up.
Shut up. I'm in
No,
charge.
not actually. He's like, well, look, if these things were hidden to us, it's like really cool that this guy found it because we can just do whatever now.
Ah. I see.
Or well, because that means he can help us find more stuff. And also, this also explains how Shredder is here, like how he is the same person as he was like hundreds of years ago. Because there was a witch called Kitsune, right?
Okay. Fox. Love to see it.
Yep. So, she ends up. She makes a deal with this guy. I can't remember his full name. I guess I'll look at Secret History of the Foot so I can see what his full name is. I know it's Tetsu, but I can't remember like his last name.
Tetsu.
That's the guy from My Hero Macadamia Nut.
Hey, I love mac and cheese.
Takeshi Tatsuo. That's his name.
Ah.
So anyway, he ends up writing the history of the Foot Clan, and they end up killing him. But before he dies, Kitsune ends up, he ends up staying alive because Kitsune made a deal with Krang in like ancient times because apparently the Utroms have just been around Earth forever. They've just been chilling on Earth for a while.
Just been vibing. I respect it.
Hitsune Miku.
Oh. No.
Anyway, so what does he do? He ends up, but he ends up dying before he can get there. And Kitsune is like, okay, I'm cursing the guy that killed him, that his son will get reincarnated into. That Tetsu. I instantly forgot his name.
Tetsuo something.
Takeshi Tatsuo will be reincarnated into your son.
Interesting.
And so a couple years later, Orokusaki is born, and they, you know, that whole thing that they do with the Dalai Lama, where they're like, "Oh, this is which of these toys do you recognize?" That thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That with him, he's like, "This is my book," and you're like, "No, it's not. Get that book out of your hand."
You chose wrong.
And they're basically saying, "Okay, yeah, he's probably possessed by the guy that you hate, but you can still maybe teach him to be good." And so he does do good for a couple years, and then he finds the book again, and he starts reading it, and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool, I'm this guy."
Ah, neat. That's me.
So he ends up, what does he do? He ends up killing his dad
Oh,
and
that's...
one of the elders, because Kitsune told him to, because he's a simp for Kitsune.
It me. I hate this.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
He is the guy.
So what does he do? He ends up fighting. And then he's basically okay. Well, I'm the leader of the Foot Clan now, so cry about it.
Mauled. I want to be the guy.
Oh, don't play that game.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
Trust me, you are not that guy, pal.
Any comments?
So he ends up, and so he ends up doing all that stuff for Kitsune. And Kitsune is like, okay, we're gonna do kind of the same thing with you.
Down there, by the beach.
So we're gonna revive you with ooze. The only thing is you have to kill yourself.
Just commit suicide real quick. We promise we'll res you.
She says, commit harakiri, and we're gonna cover your body in ooze, and then like whenever one of your ancestors has the right blood, you can revive yourself. So Karai revives him. Oh, and also this is a story where you find out Mikey can read Japanese for some reason.
Just random tidbits.
Like he just finds out he can. Like he never practiced it before. But they're like, oh, okay, well you must have some memories of speaking and reading Japanese in a past life.
Or he just watches
and then his instant reaction to that, dude, I can read so much more manga now.
I should have figured that the board hurt you.
Yep. I like how she tests the mic. That's neat. Yeah, so that's Secret History of the Foot. And then City Fall happens. So, hey, guess who Casey Jones is hanging out with?
Raffaello.
Yep. So they're chilling out and they're like, oh, beat up that hot dog cart.
A bit late now.
Yep. Anyway, they're looking at his dad through the window of Scarabray, the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey's like, okay, I just wanted to check on my dad. Let's go on patrol. And then during the middle of their patrol, they get attacked by the Foot. And they knock out Casey and they gag and bound Raph not very well. And Karai's like, okay, we're going to the docks. And Raph's like, no, we're not. And he breaks out. But he doesn't save Casey. And so he's like, rushes home. He's like, okay, we gotta go save Casey now. And they're like, Raph, it's obviously a trap.
Can't be.
So they all end up going in different directions, and Casey is at the dock surrounded by Karai and Alapex. And Alapex is like, hey, why are they gonna show up? And it's like, because they're family.
But have you considered not
No.
trap?
Possibly. So, but then the funniest thing happens where, basically, Shredder's like, okay, I'm getting tired of waiting. Hey, Splinter, guess what, buddy boy? And then he just picks up Casey and stabs him in the chest. He needs medical attention. Come find him.
Jesus Christ!
Even he knows they're there. And then obviously that gets Raph to go out, and so they all end up starting fighting. And during the fighting, they get Casey back. Angel ended up showing up because she was hanging out at the bar for a second, like working. And they were right next to the bar whenever, or the docks were pretty close to the bar, I think. And so they end up taking Casey to the hospital, but during the middle of all the fighting, Leo gets kidnapped. Because remember, Shredder wanted to turn him into a Chunin.
Yep. I don't like these guys.
I don't either. They carry their menorahs around. Oh, you get 4 continues in OK mode.
Doesn't matter, I still gotta restart the fucking level.
So, what happened? So then after that, Casey gets rushed to the hospital, and they are working with, and then, oh, also I forgot to mention, Shredder ends up taking that professor guy that found the books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, oh, I'm just gonna go work for Shredder because that seems like a smart business choice. Because I don't want to die.
Alright, some self-preservation. Like to see it.
Yeah. So they end up going to Japan and they find out where Kitsune had been resting. So now Kitsune's back. And so basically with Kitsune's help, they end up brainwashing Leonardo into thinking that Splinter is evil and that Shredder is his true master.
Hmm.
And so who is it? And then so Leo's like, and then so they all go home and they're like, okay, well, we got to figure out where Leo is. And then literally there's a message scrawled on the church saying, hey, I'm going to help you, Hob. And they're like, how the heck does Hob know where we live? And you know how he knows where they live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Slash.
Yeah.
So anyway, he works with... They end up going to... Oh, and before they go to meet Hob, though, Hob goes into his whole backstory in his little villain micro-series.
Eat my fucking ass! Purple motherfucker!
So Hob was a normal house cat. And he said he really enjoyed being a house cat, but then, like, one day his the little kid that owned him didn't clean up the litter box, and so his mom threw Hob out on the street.
Jesus. That's a bit extreme.
A little bit. So anyway, and then Hob became an alley cat, and then it cuts to the one night where he was working with, or where he ends up finding the turtles out on the street. He's like, okay, I'm gonna eat that, and then Splinter clawed out his eye. And then he basically talks about, okay, well then I worked for Stockman, and I ended up seeing, oh yeah, people are scared of me because I'm a mutant. So like, we're gonna build a mutant army now to make humans scared.
I see, says Force.
Yep.
Fuck, dude.
These guys suck.
Fucking hate them, dude. They just jump in and throw fucking spread. That seems to never miss.
Hit or miss. I think I figured out what you should do is you should attack and then dash forward, and then just keep attacking.
Mm.
Well, it didn't work.
My fucking
Then they meet
shorts,
up with
dude.
Hob. They meet up with Hob, and they see that Slash is alive. And Hob's like, "Okay, I know where your son is. So let's go find him. Because I'm tired. I want to." He said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Hob's plan is, okay, I want you guys to work with me, but only if you guys agree to kind of help me with my mutant army thing. And everybody's like, "No, that's stupid." And Splinter's like, "I love that idea."
I love that. Fucking rat. I love him.
Well, he doesn't love the idea. He wants to he wants to find Leo. That's his main goal.
But the rat, he agrees to help. He understands.
Yeah. So anyway, Hob leads them to, hey, look, a warehouse. And then goes in, and closes the door behind him, and he's like, well, that's Shredder off my back. Time to go.
Which one?
Top left.
Neat.
Yo, you got button masher.
I'd love to see it. I don't even know what that's for.
Oh, that's for just winning that mini game. So like, if you
Oh.
played in single player, you just auto get it. And then so when they go to confront Shredder during all of this, guess who's there to meet them?
Leo.
Yep, and he's been brainwashed and he's wearing black stuff now.
To signify that he's been brainwashed.
Of course. Let's see. Oh, and then Casey is in the hospital and he's unconscious. And then
Yikes.
so Casey's in the hospital and unconscious, but then he ends up and then Angel and April are hanging out there. Oh, I forgot to mention. So you know how the turtles were in Dimension X for a while, right?
Yes.
While that was happening, April and Casey, right before the turtles show back up and get teleported back in, they almost kiss.
Almost. What happened?
Almost. So like they were just about to kiss, and then the turtles spawned back in.
Oh.
So there's kind of a romantic thing going on there, but then it's funny because they're talking about, oh, do you think Casey's dad will show up to the hospital? And then Angel's like, that drunkard? No. And then right at that moment, he's like walking past the room, and he's like, well, guess I'm not wanted here. Which, kind of deserved.
Yeah. Being a piece of shit father.
Yep.
We do not take
So-
those at all.
And so they're all upset. Oh yeah, and then so the way that the turtles get out of the confrontation with Leo and some of the other foot and all that, by straight up Slash just breaks down the wall and just frees them. And then Hobbs like, yeah, I was still working with you guys the whole time. They just didn't know I had another turtle. So, and then that leads into Alapex's micro series, and Alapex's micro series is part of the reason why I think she's like one of the best characters in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's hilarious because the cover art for it is garbage. I'll send it to you after the stream,
All right.
unless you want to put it up on the stream right now. Would you know how to put it up on the stream, or?
Not really.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
So, this is the worst cover art I've ever seen. Even though it's a really good, like I'll show you.
Well, I'll figure it out.
Okay, well hold on. So first I'll send you, what Alpex looks like inside of the thing.
Okay.
So like this is what she looked like in the story. So do this one. Let's see. This might take. I mean, you can play for a little bit. It might take a sec.
There.
Let's see. So find Missouri Circuit. There we go. So this is what Alpex looked like during the middle of the story.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yep. And here's what she looked like on the cover.
That's
That's rough.
that's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
That's
Horse, do you want me to send it to you as well?
I've got it on the stream.
Oh gosh, yeah, that is not
That
good.
is bad.
Like you look at the other one and it's great. Like it's a really good drawing of.
Yeah, it actually looks like badass and cool, and this just ugh. Yeah, no, that's that ain't it, Chief.
That is not it.
That ain't it at all.
Also, that nice little shoe bill up there.
Mm-hmm. They went full fairy fanfiction? Yes, sir.
I mean, to be fair, with stuff that's I'm not gonna spoil a lot of stuff, but with stuff that they do later with Al, it's kind of like nothing reaches this. I think this might be the worst like TMNT drawing though.
That's
Which
definitely
sucks because I really like Alapex as a character, like I said, but then you have to see her look like that. So anyway, her micro series is about she is there's 4 defectors from the foot, and so she breaks in, kills all the guys in the room with them, sees the guys and is like, okay, hold on, we all know I'm gonna win here. So she literally throws down all 4 of the turtles' main weapons, and then puts on a blindfold. And she says, okay, I'm going to practice fighting the turtles blindfolded, so you guys just fight me.
Alright.
And she wins, handily.
Damn.
Yep. And then she gets back home and is immediately assigned to another mission.
That's pretty...
and this mission is, she goes to Shredder himself to report for it.
Mm-hmm.
The mission is in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Short trading arc? Yeah.
Kind of. I like how the little mouse recharges up before he goes at you. But anyway. So what happens is, Shredder's like, okay, we're gonna go to Alaska to burn down an asset. He's like, okay. And Alex is like, okay, well, I know I'm from Fairbanks, so this can't be anything possibly related to me. And then they get there. Alapex goes ahead to try to get ahead of the situation.
Hot Topic.
The lab she was born in was Hot Topic.
Fucking God. Stop
To be
throwing
fair,
shit at me.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm gonna keep that in mind though for a later date.
Say it. Say it.
Oh no, because it's a spoiler. You have to figure out in Turtle Tuesday in like 3 months when I finally get to that part of the story.
What? There's nothing there!
Yoink.
Breaking news.
This is just episode 1. Yeah, it's just episode 1.
Episode
I'll
1.
try to probably do some research in advance next time so I'm not completely bumbling my way through it.
Have to VoD it? Yeah, I'll fucking...
We'll do something with it eventually. I'll probably sit down. If I could sit down and actually talk through this, it'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so... Because, like, the thing is, I'm, like, trying to give as few details about everything else, and then as soon as Alepex is in the story, I'm like, I have to explain what she's doing, because she's the best character.
Turtle podcast.
Meh. Anyway, so she goes ahead and she's like, oh, hey, look, a rabbit. I didn't know they were called rabbits when I was an actual fox. I just kind of hunted them.
I just kind of
And she
killed
explains
them.
that the only animal she ever feared as a fox was the bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ends up smelling smoke. Turns out Shredder killed her entire family.
For the fuck what? Jesus Christ!
Like, they weren't they're not mutants, obviously. But, like...
Yeah, but...
And then he's burning her forest that she lived in down.
This is not working the way I planned.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He's
So-
Shredder. What he do?
And what he do, yeah. And so he basically says, okay, yeah, we're basically, the whole reason we actually came here is to erase your past. You're a Chunin now, congratulations. And then Alepex attacks him.
Expectedly.
I hope you learned a lesson.
Kills Famboli and he be angry.
Yep. I mean, I'd be.
I'd be very angry.
But then she ends up losing to Shredder, and she's like, okay, I'll keep working for you. But she basically sees Shredder as an enemy now, kind of.
A
Or
reluctant.
she said, the final thing she talks about is that she knows that Shredder is now the bear.
Yeah.
And so after that, there is a micro series for Karai where she just goes to check on how some recruits are training, and she remembers how she ended up resurrecting Splinter, Shredder. Gosh, why do they have to have such similar sounding names?
That's the only reason why I keep getting them fucking mixed up every now and then.
Yep. I try to catch myself before I do it, but every time.
Fuck it, hey.
Anyway,
Close enough.
so she but yeah, so Karai was the person who resurrected Shredder because she had, I think it said like dragon blood or something, but like I don't know what that means exactly. But he
Dragonborn?
ends up- What now?
Dragonborn? Dragon blood?
Kind of, I don't know, it's weird. Basically, her dad was... Oh, you're supposed to hit back that one missile that's a dud.
Any comments?
Oh. I didn't see it. So, you're
Well, do you see it
finally
now?
awake. I saw it before it blew up, but I didn't see it.
A mango is to blow up. But then, yeah, so basically it's just Karai getting upset that Leo is a Chunin and not her.
Any comments?
And then after that, what comes next? City Fall Part 4.
Bowsers! Please.
What happens? Oh, and then so in this issue, Casey and April finally kiss. So they're officially a couple in this issue.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good old romance.
They're like, because April's like, or April or Casey's just like, oh yeah, so I'd be really upset if I lost you, and the other one's like, same, and they kiss. I die on
It's a soup. Ugh,
Love that line.
and I'm constipated. I kill Lizard Man now.
Kill the dinosaur.
The dinosaur.
Oh, and then Casey's dad, after remembering what Angel said about him, ends up punching a bathroom mirror, ripping off his shirt, revealing like a dragon tattoo on the back.
Hmm.
And then Splinter ends up working with Hob again.
Yeah.
So he's like, Hob's like, okay, here's the plan. I help you out with your Leo thing, however you want me to. First, you break into Stock Gen and get me more mutagen.
Alright. Sounds like a fair deal.
Yeah, so Shiryu Kazuma. It's him. It was him the whole time. Doo doo. It's kind of stupid you can grab reset them like that. But so Splinter breaks in to Stock Gen and steals some mutagen. I was like, great, okay, go home now, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he leaves, he blows up Stock Gen. Because he promised Slash no more pain.
No more pain.
Because honestly, Hobbs like a really nice guy to Slash.
Slash
Because he
sounds like a
understands-
cool dude.
What now?
Slash sounds like a cool dude. He's just...
Slash is pretty cool. He's very stupid, but like in
He's
the,
just-
right now. But he is, but he's a cool dude.
He just got the shit end of a stick.
Oh yeah, no, I remember what it was now. One of the things that happens is what is it? Before they break into the thing to find Leo, Mikey is sitting there with Slash. He's like, "Hey, we're cool now, right? Look, I got candy for you." And Slash is just, "Candy?"
Okay.
And just eats it, and he instantly falls in love with it.
Aw,
It's adorable.
that's
So then Mikey and Slash are buddies
adorable.
now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep, let's see. Oh, and then also, at the end of this issue, Bebop and Rocksteady finally start to mutate.
Ah.
Because... Wait, is this... Did I skip one? Why is it...
Eat my fucking fart box, you blade motherfuckers!
It's the same one. Oh, yeah. Okay, because there's some more important stuff. Okay, anyway, now there's a micro series for Casey's dad.
His dad?
Except he's not going by Arnold Jones anymore. Did you happen to watch the 2003 TMNT series at all?
No.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, because this name would be a lot more important if you had watched that. Casey's dad is now going by Hun. So, Shredder approaches him and is like, "Hey, kind of sucks that your son got beat up, huh?"
Sweater.
Like, he doesn't know that Shredder did it to him.
Uh,
But Shredder's like, "Hey, kind of sucks your son got beat up. What if you had the strength to change that?" And he gives him, like, mutagen that doesn't transform you. Or, no, he gives him ooze. That's what it is. Because ooze just, like, restores you to a previous state. And, like, Arnold Jones used to be ripped. And so he stops drinking.
Arnold Swole.
And he ends up becoming super strong, working for Shredder. And he ends up trying to talk to Casey and is like, "Hey, I was actually a bad person. Will you accept this new hockey mask as a, like, token of my sorriness?" And Casey's like, "Get out of here, Dad." Because, like, there's still, like, there's something to him.
Yeah.
You know. And then the next issue happens, and you remember, do you remember Woody? The pizza guy?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was during the whole Slash arc, when Slash was still kind of a villain, he ended up attacking Woody. Because Mikey was there like a moment before. And so what ends up happening is Woody ends up trying to stay away from the turtles as much as he can because he's scared something like that will happen again.
Damn.
Yeah, but then in this issue, dang, what the heck is this? This boss fight is so easy. Honestly, kind of disappointing.
Yeah, that was fucking 4 supers. That was it.
Yep. So, but then Mikey comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, Woody, do you know anything about what's going on? Because like basically the Foot Clan's taking over like all the criminal business in the city."
Mm-hmm.
So, Woody's like, "Yeah, there's some places that I don't want to like work for anymore, or I don't want to. There's neighborhoods I don't want to go in anymore." And
Yeah.
basically, Mikey's just like, "Hey, I'm delivering the pizza." And so he basically beats his way into figuring out where the Foot meeting is.
I see.
Oh,
Wiener.
also, and then Hun took back over the purple dragons. So remember, Angel was running the purple dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So Hun was one of the original original leaders, along with Angel's dad.
Ah.
So Hun's like, "Okay, I'm taking back what's mine. Leave."
Leave.
So now
Bye.
Angel's by herself. And then Raph's like, "Hey, do you work with the Purple Dragons anymore?" And she's like, "No, but I can still help you guys." And Raph's like, "Okay, that's fine."
Cool. Oh. Fuck.
And then next is the micro series for Bebop and Rocksteady. And it's just them being idiots.
I expected nothing less.
Well, it's kind of like, so basically, there was a trial for who would get to become mutated, right? Because there was a bunch of Foot recruits that wanted to be mutated.
Yeah.
You know what the trial was?
Hmm.
Last man standing.
Ah, sick. Battle Royale.
Yep. So Bebop and Rocksteady as an already existing team. Because, hey, you remember that story about Alapex and how she was getting chased down by, like, 2 thugs in an alley?
Those 2 thugs were Bebop and
Bebop and
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady. Yep. I was waiting for the time to reveal that. So, yeah, so that happens.
TMNT Fortnite arc? Yes, sir.
The TMNT Fortnite. Shut up. I saw so many freaking funny memes after freaking they added Goku, though.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I saw one of, you know the scene where Vegeta is picking up Nappa and like throws him in the air.
Yeah.
It's just that picture, but it just says, "I have no use for a duo who can't build."
Fuck these little shits.
Yeah, those guys suck. Anyway, but yeah, no. So Bebop and Rocksteady, they get to choose what mutants they turn into. And so Rocksteady affectionately says he's going to turn into a rhinoceros.
A rhinoceros.
And then I can't remember Bebop, and then Bebop just thinks a warthog looks cool. And so they assist Karai on a meeting, and they're like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And they end up just beating up everybody. Like, they didn't mean to, but they were like, "Hey, how about a pat on the back?" And just launches a guy through a wall. Is this the first time you went through that without ever getting hit by the ice?
Yes. He's going Rhinosaurus Thane 3 shuttle.
It's true, he did. It's true. Let's see here. And then, yeah, so then Bebop and Rocksteady just beat up everybody and they win.
Neat.
And they're like, they're like, oh yeah, Karai, yeah, we beat up those guys, and they're like, yeah, that's okay, because they were probably gonna betray us anyway. So like, actually, good job. And they're like, huh. They're like, that worked out surprisingly well. And then City Fall Part 6 happens. What happens in Part 6? Let's see. So yeah, Mikey finds the gets the information about where the meeting is. Foot Messenger invites Hun to the meeting, and all the dragons officially join up with Hun.
Okay.
And then Leo is kind of dreaming about his mom again. And she's like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "I'm doing." Like, "Mom, I'm scared. I want my mama."
Mama, please. I'm scared.
Yeah. Let's see. And then, so all the turtles and Hob and Slash are getting ready to attack the theater. They're getting ready to attack the theater where the meeting's at.
Okay.
And then April's a getaway driver. Oh, this is actually an important part about Alifex also. So before the meeting, she goes up to Kitsune and she's like, "Hey, Kitsune," and she's speaking in Japanese during this because Kitsune only speaks Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So Alifex is like, "Hey," she's like, "Oh, hey, it's kind of cool because like I heard all this story about a person in the foot who was actually a fox, and it made me feel good about myself, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then Kitsune in English is like, "Oh yeah, thank you." And then Alex is like, "Wait, what? You can speak English? Why didn't you do it before?" He's like, "Because foxes have to be sneaky." So like, now she knows that like Kitsune is like Kitsune's planning something, kind of.
Hmm.
Because like she hid from everybody that she was speaking English, even her boo Shredder.
Her boy Shredder.
Oh, and then Angel brings Casey back his hockey mask because he lost it all the way back in the start of City Fall. Because remember, he got ambushed.
Mm-hmm.
His mask has been missing since then.
He's just been walking around without his mask.
Well, no, he's been in the hospital. Remember?
Oh, fuck, that's right.
Yep. And so then Casey hears about his dad is back with the Purple Dragons. He's like, "Oh heck no, I don't care if I'm in the hospital. I'm gonna go beat up my dad again." Well, for the first time, because remember he wasn't gonna beat up his dad.
Yeah.
And then Shredder is about to. You remember the French guys?
Yeah.
French ninja?
Yeah.
So they kind of stood against. They kind of stood against the Foot, and Shredder's like, "Okay, I'm gonna kill your leader on this stage tonight." And Leo's like, "Hey, somebody getting their head chopped off on stage looks kind of familiar." "Oh yeah, that happened to me." That's literally what happens. And then they all start attacking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, part 7 is where everything kind of comes to a head. So, Raph and Leo are fighting, and Raph's like, "Yeah, I know everything about you, Leo, so please stop fighting." Wait. And then Hun is like, "Oh, hey, Casey, you want to come work for your dad?" And Casey's like, "No, you're a terrorist."
Family business. Terrorism.
Kind of.
Fuck.
And then Shredder ends up seeing, oh, hey, Shredder didn't know anything about Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh, so that was just kind of under the radar.
That was Karai's own decision.
Hmm.
Because she got mad because Leo's shooting and she's not. So they're fighting. April is using some of the invisibility and anti-grav tech that Harold gave them. Remember Harold?
Yeah, Harold.
Meh.
Meh.
Let's see. They're doing that. And then Splinter and Shredder are. And then Leo attempts to protect Shredder, but Raphael's stopping him, and they're fighting each other. Oh, also, fun fact: Leo named his katanas Musashi and Kamizumi. So that's part of the way that Raphael breaks him out of the brainwashing. He's like, "Yeah, you named your swords, you nerd."
Fucking nerd.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Shredder gains the advantage over Splinter, and he breaks his leg.
Ow.
And then basically Shredder says, "Yeah, I'm gonna have vengeance against you because you basically ruined my family." And then who do you think gets upset about Shredder talking about family?
Casey Jones.
Nope, Alapex. She finally turns against Shredder and says, "What do you know about family? You killed my family." And then as she's attacking him to try and protect Splinter, she gets shot by an arrow by Karai, and she runs off. Let's see. And so they all...
Fuck off, dude.
And so they're all leaving. How is it? Yeah. So they all start leaving. Basically, the meeting's over. The turtles escaped with Leo. They got him back. And then basically, Shredder's like, "Okay, hey, Karai, I know you went against my back, but that was a pretty good play, and you're a Chunin now." So yeah, so now Karai's happy again because she's a Chunin. Oh, don't die here.
This is not working the way I planned.
I failed you, sir.
He didn't go gamer mode. Sad. Let's see. And then, so now, all the turtles, Splinter, April, Casey, Hob, and Slash are all hanging out on the outskirts of town. And, what happens? And so basically, they agreed to go their separate ways. Leo is still, like, he doesn't want to, like, talk to Splinter right now, because he's still kind of brainwashed somewhat.
Yeah.
But Leo, one of the nice things that Leo does is, because he had the black headband, he walks up and gives it to Slash.
Aww.
Yeah. And then they all drive off to Northampton. And you know what? We got enough time. I'll do Northampton too.
The Ash Badge strategy.
Let's see. So Northampton is... I don't know if it's my favorite. It's a really good story arc, though. Because it is... You know how, like, there's parts where there's so much action in a story, and then some they finally give you a chance to just breathe and let characters interact?
Mm-hmm.
That's Northampton, and it's so great.
Okay.
So basically what it is April and Casey are in the front of the van, and they are driving to April's parents' house, basically, in Northampton. I don't know where Northampton is. Is it in Massachusetts?
Your guess is as good as mine, man.
I can't remember. I swear I saw it one time. Anyway, so they all get out because obviously April's not going to bring like a bunch of turtles into her parents' actual house, so they stay at a barn just outside on the property.
Yeah.
And everybody gets out. Raph goes to wake up Leo. Leo gets worried, and then he's just like, I'm not going to hang out with you guys. I'm going to go into the forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Raph's like, okay, that's cool. Wait a second. And he sees something moving in the forest, and it is some white fur. So guess who that means followed them there?
Fucking Fox Lady.
Alapex, yep.
Yep.
So Alapex has been injured. Raph starts to attack her. Leo steps in and is like, she doesn't want to fight, dude. and then Raph and Leo start fighting. And then Splinter's like, okay, listen, sons, we're all just gonna chill out here for a second. Alopex saved me, so I'm honor bound to help her. And Alopex is like, yeah, no, I'm just leaving. Goodbye.
Just bye. Please. Refuses to elaborate.
Any comments?
Yeah, but she's like, she doesn't want the help, and she just leaves. But also, Leo had left before that. Like, he was like, I'm gonna go at the house, or I'm gonna go chill in the woods. And then Casey also reveals to Raph that he and April are dating. Let's see. April introduces Casey to her parents, and that includes Beth and John. Remember, John had a stroke.
Yes.
Yep. So that's a little thing. And April's telling them about. April's talking to them about. Hey, we're just chilling out, and then her mom's like, oh, is it because of what happened at Stockton? And she's like, what happened at Stockton? Like, it blew up. Because she didn't know about that until after Northampton. During Northampton. Leo's crying in the woods. That's a little side thing I had to look at.
He's gone off to cry all over in the woods. Damn.
Yep. And then the issue ends with Leo just sitting there in the woods, and Alopex is just silently staring at him from a distance.
Any comments?
So,
Kind of creepy.
well, yeah, but then it turns out, after,
Fuck, dude.
what is it? So after,
Comments?
in the next issue, Alopex is still like, it cuts off, it returns to that part.
Mm-hmm.
He's just standing there, menacing. Anyway, but then Raph just straight up like puts a side to her throat and is like, okay, come on, walking.
Mm-hmm.
And then she basically just says, dude, I was checking on your brother because none of you guys were. Like, she just wanted to make sure he was safe and like wanted to thank him for like protecting her when Raph was about to attack her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she runs up again. She's like, I don't work for the Foot anymore, dude. Shut up. And then Mikey is writing a letter to Woody,
Not working the way I
Okay.
talking about everything that's happening while they're in Northampton.
Keeping in touch with the guy. I love it.
Yeah. Donnie is trying to figure out what to do with the Technodrome because he actually ended up finding Dr. Honeycutt's journal with some stuff that April took from Jen. And that has some stuff to do with like what the Technodrome is and how to do with all that. Where'd the enemy go? There he is.
Yeah, he's been off fucking screen.
And then Splinter's just trying to recover because, he broke his leg.
Yeah.
And Leo's still upset, and he's trying to talk to his mom about it. And then so April's mom reveals to April and Casey that April's dad had been working at a secret project at Stockton, and that's how April got her internship. But then John had the stroke, and that and then that took them out of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then back in the woods, finally one of Leo's brothers goes to check on him. So finally, who is it? Donnie goes to talk to Leo, and he's like, yeah, you were talking in your sleep. And so they just start talking to each other, and they just chill out for a second. And then... Oh yeah, and then also Splinter gets to talk to his wife. His dead wife. Because Leo's been doing enough of that. And then, so Mikey ends up he ends his letter by saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna build a bonfire and we're gonna get everybody to chill out next to it." So, all Splinter gets help out of the barn. Raph goes. Leo and Donnie walk over to it, and everybody's just chilling next to the fire, right?
Yeah.
And then Raph, as soon as he gets a hot dog, just sits down there, thinks for a second, and then walks off into the woods for a sec, finds Alapex and gives her a hot dog, and invites her to sit with them.
Aww.
Yeah. So now Alapex is just hanging out with them now. But then Donnie and Casey
Hot dog
are...
moment. Agreed.
What now? Hot
Hot
dog
dog
moment.
moment.
I mean, honestly, the best moments in life involve hot dogs.
Agreed.
Let's see.
Any comments?
Eat
So-
my asshole, dude. Fuck.
That's not cute, fellas.
God damn it.
Oh, so what is it? Donnie and Casey are working on a motorcycle. This is just a very small thing, but it has an important implication in the story. And you had fun. It was right there, man.
Yeah.
Wait. Force, it got censored for me.
Joke's on you, he eats ass.
Oh.
Why not censored? I don't have any fucking filters.
That's kind of funny. Because, like, I couldn't tell what that was. But then, so Casey says, "Oh yeah, so yeah, April's dad used to work at Stock Gym," and then Donnie's like, "Huh, I guess that universal karma does work," or something like that. He's like, "Fate." I think that's what it was. The mystery cuss. And then, so Raph is just practicing some Tai Chi, and Alapex makes fun of him for it.
How do I
She's
fucking
like-
do this? I gotta throw him towards the screen?
Well, yeah, no, remember, he's not invincible until... here, he's not able to be hit until you do it. Here. There's so many enemies.
I don't know. Time for ads! Fuck you, dude. Alright.
But anyway,
Any comments?
I'm boned.
So Alapex is, like, chilling out. Her and Raph are basically kind of training, I think. Raph's the only one that's training.
Fuck.
He, what does he do?
I gotta do this all over again.
Oh, no. Training, let's go. But anyway, Alapex just talks about how she never really felt like she belonged after being a mutant. And she's like, what is it? Yeah, she felt like she didn't really belong. Raph says he kind of understood that because he was alone for such a long time. And then Alapex makes fun of Raph for doing Tai Chi again, and then they end up sparring with each other. You good?
Pain.
Pain. Suffering.
Just pain.
It's rough, buddy.
It is.
But did you hear that Alapex and Raphael are friends now?
That's good, though. That's good. At least there's a good thing here.
Yeah, hold on. I'll send you the picture of them being friends.
How friendly are we talking?
You'll see. Hold on. It could be put on Twitch if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Here you go.
That is tiny.
Is it small?
It is.
Oh, if you click on it, yeah, it's small, but yeah. Yeah, see, they're friends.
Hold on, I got your horse. That's about as big as I can make it.
see. Yeah, that's small. I mean, it's a better drawing than the one above it.
It's a lot better drawing than the one above it.
Because Sophie Campbell is like the one person at TMNT who draws Alopex, right? Did he call her a
Kinky.
furry?
Shut up.
Wait, what did he say?
Kinky.
Stinky? I mean,
I think.
yeah, it's kind of implied. Let's see. Leo does some training. Splinter talks to him about like, oh yeah, I talked to your mom. He's like, what? Are you pretty much done for the night?
I'm done playing the game, I think.
I'll finish Northampton and then I think I'll finish up too because I think there's like one more chapter after this and I can finish it real quick.
Alright.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, April gets a haircut. That's like a weird like little thing that happens.
Just gets a nice little haircut. That's it.
Yeah. Casey likes it.
I bet he does. I bet he does.
Let's see. And then April had ended up stealing ooze from Stockton,
Hmm.
and she found out it has healing properties.
Okay.
And so, and she's like, "Oh, I thought of using it on you or Splinter." And Casey's like, "April, we can recover from our stuff. We'll be fine. There's a person who needs it a lot more than we do."
Understandable.
Do you know who that person is?
Her dad, because he
Yeah.
was strong.
Yep.
So they give him the goo.
Well, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Let's see. Let's see. So then, everybody except for Leo of the like mutants. So that's Turtles, Splinter, and Alopex.
Yeah.
Are all chilling in a barn eating some sandwiches,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, "Hey, we're kind of having a peaceful moment now." So guess what happens?
Suddenly, violence.
Yep. The Foot attacks, and they're led by a new mutant.
Oh boy.
Yep. Hold on, I'll pull up a picture of her because you need to see how intimidating she can be. It is a. Did I tell you about that? What is it? That Shredder was doing some falconing.
No more family. He was doing falconry?
Yeah. Well, he mutated his falcon.
Ah,
Yeah, so that's Koya.
another tiny ass picture.
I don't know. I keep getting small pictures. It's weird. I think it's because I took them from Google Images on my computer. No, he has a big falcon.
He is a big hawk.
Anyway, so they attack. So Koya and a bunch of foot soldiers attack, and then Leo ends up coming to save them. But then during the whole fighting, Raph's like, "Wait a second, where the heck is Alopex?" Because Alopex is hiding in a corner, basically.
She is afraid.
Well, but like she's hiding kind of towards the foot, so Raph thinks that she's part of the foot still.
Okay.
But she's not. She ends up attacking a foot guy, and she's like, "Raph, I can't believe you didn't trust me," and she runs away.
Can't believe you didn't trust me.
She's like, I understand, but like, dude," and she just runs off into the forest.
Bruh.
And Leo ends up. They beat up all the other foot guys, but then they end up burning the barn basically.
Mhm.
And April's mom drives out to see what's going on with April and Casey.
Woman.
Woman moment. Technically speaking, I mean teenage Fox moment, but still. But women. But then yeah, so they drive out there. What do you want to say?
What do you want to say, horse? What you got for us? Shredder's titties be jiggling? What? Oh,
Look at them, they actually are.
they are.
This is important.
This is very important.
But what was it that happens? So yeah, and then so April's mom meets the mutants, and then Leo ends up beating Koya, and she's like, "Are you gonna kill me and like prove that you're still kind of like Foot?" He's like, "No," and he just like does like a little tear at her throat, and she's like, "Okay, if you don't get that healed in an hour, you're going to die." So basically, he's not killing her. She's basically deciding if she stays here, she's going to have to kill herself, basically.
Yeah.
And then so Leo's like, "Okay, I'm good now. Let's go home." So they go back to New York, and then April's like, "Hey, Mom, here's the ooze. Give this to Dad." And so April's mom sneaks it into her dad's coffee, and he drinks it, and he can stand up again because he was in a wheelchair.
Hmm.
And he's fully healed. And they end up moving back to New York too. And the last little shot is them of all the van driving off and Alapex watching it. So that's
Interesting.
Northampton, and then that's going to lead into next time on Turtle Tuesday.
All right. Well,
What did you think, though?
that was a lot. A lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
A lot more than I thought it would be.
Because that is only. Also, I skipped Utrom Empire, which is like 3 issues, but like I'm not gonna worry about it. But
Roaring
let's see how
applause
many
from
that ended up being.
Horse.
That was 20. So that was 25. Wait, no, that was even more than 25 main issues, I think. Because Northampton is. Okay, so that was 32 main issues, and then 16 micro series. So that's what 48. Yeah. So like it was over 50 issues. And I skipped the one that was like 60 pages basically.
Jesus.
So yeah, I guess that means next time we should definitely make it to issue 50.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, I'm done. I gotta go to sleep.
Alrighty, brother. Have a good night, man.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for the story.
Oh yeah, we'll do it later.
Alright. Alright, a horse. I'll see you, brother. I'll see y'all next time on Turtle Tuesday. Z.